Hello everyone. Hope all are fine and taking care of yourself. So once again, stay healthy, stay home and stay safe. Okay. So now here we go. Today we are going to just go for an introductory study of the first chapter of biology, class 8, that is transport in plants. Okay. Now what all things today we'll discuss? First of all, we'll discuss that what are the substances that are transported in plants. Got? Now, why transportation is necessary in plants? Because plants are also living organism, isn't it? Now plants, they need the substances for the survival. As such, transportation of substances to and from different parts of the body in different ways. Now what substances are needed to be transported? The substances like gases, nutrients, enzymes, hormones and excretory products. Now, there are certain unicellular organisms also in the plants kingdom, like Chlamydomonas, it is a single-celled organism. Some are few-celled, that is Spirogyra and all. So, in their body, there is no such system by which they can transport the substances. So, in their body also, the transportation takes place. Now, how the transportation takes place? By means of a process called diffusion, which is taking place by their general body surface. Okay. And through this process, the substances move in and out. Now, let us come to the higher plants. In higher plants, they have a definite transport system by means of conducting tissues. Now, what are conducting tissues? They are also known as vascular tissue. What is a vascular tissue? See, you might have studied in previous classes, like plants, they have two kinds of conducting tissue. Okay, one is the xylem and the other one is phloem. Now, what is a xylem tissue? What is its main function? What is a phloem tissue? What is its main function? Now we'll discuss it later on. Okay. Now let us come back again to this topic. Absorption of water and minerals by the roots from the soil takes place in the plants in three ways. Got it? Since we are going to discuss this transport system, so let us come to this point, that how absorption of water and minerals takes place in the plants. Obviously, the absorption takes place through the roots. Why? Because the roots, they are deeply in the soil. Got it? Their location is in the soil, and from the soil, the roots, they absorb water and then they transport it to the different parts of the plant's body. Now, we all know that the roots, they help in absorbing the substances, absorbing the water and all, but it also fixes the plants upright in the soil. Now, the processes that are involved in absorption of water and minerals, there are three different processes. One is the diffusion, the other is osmosis, and the third one is the active transport. Okay, so today we'll try to discuss diffusion and osmosis, and I'll be explaining you by demonstrating lively by a few like examples and all. I'll be showing you, okay, demonstrating you. Now, as we know that what is diffusion, so first of all, we'll have to understand what is diffusion, what kind of process it is. Okay, so diffusion is a process in which the particles or the molecules of a substance move from an area of higher concentration to an area of lower concentration until they are evenly distributed. Now here you can see that higher concentration and lower concentration, two terms are here. Okay, so I'll explain you. See, what is higher concentration? Like any solution, if we just like compare any solution, like taking a glass of plain water, got it, and a glass of milk, and in that glass of milk, if we add sugar, now sugar and milk together will make one another concentration. Okay, whereas the plain glass of water will be considered as another concentration. So the glass of plain water is low in nature. The concentration of the plain water is low in nature. Okay, whereas the concentration of the milk added with sugar is considered to be of higher concentration. Okay, so when we add sugar in the milk, the taste of the milk changes. Yes, yes or no? Okay, so the taste of the milk becomes sweeter. Okay, now diffusion can take place in solids, liquids and gases. Now let us show you, explain you by means of few demonstrations. See, here I have taken this fabric whitener, okay, because at home the things which was available, I just want to show you lively, like see, this is a plain glass of water, okay, hope it is visible. Now add few drops of this whitener, fabric whitener. It is easily available at home. Now just observe for few seconds, you observe. Can you see changes? Now we keep it here, you can see it. This will give you a clear view of, okay. See. Now if we stir it, if we start stirring it, then the color will change, okay. But just we are waiting for directly like the mixing of the two solutions. Just see. Now we shake it. We'll try to shake the liquid, and now you see the change. Yes, see. Now what is the color of the liquid? It has turned blue. Okay, see. Why is it so? This is a very good example of diffusion. Now I'll tell you what has happened actually. See, this fabric whitener is considered as one concentration, and this simple water, plain glass of water, the water inside it is another concentration. Okay, when we mixed these two solutions, then we got another solution here. Now this solution it will be considered as higher concentration. This is also considered as higher concentration, whereas previously the plain water was of lower concentration, means the nature of the water was lower concentration. Okay, now this is why it is happening so. Now you see the molecules present in this fabric whitener, okay, of one medium it is, no, and the molecules present in the plain water, the diffusion has taken place, means the movement of the molecules from this whitener, fabric whitener, has mixed in the molecule with the molecules of the plain water, okay, and that movement will continue until they are evenly distributed, okay, and then becomes one another solution. Now let us just keep it aside. Okay, so this is now another process, as I had already told you, that we'll study osmosis also. See, now what is osmosis? So these are all a kind of process, no, the movement of the molecules takes place in all these three terms, okay. Now osmosis is also a kind of process which takes place between two regions. Here the term comes regions. Here we had seen that the solutions there, the movement of the molecules were taking place in between two solutions. Now osmosis, now I'll be showing you again, I'll be demonstrating you by means of this. See, I hope you can guess what is it. These are coriander leaves which I had bought yesterday actually, okay. So these are the coriander leaves, okay, and this coriander leaves, what I did, I had cut the root, I had removed, and just I took a little amount of water here in the beaker, and then I had dipped this coriander leaves in the water, and now already 8 to 12 hours are almost going to complete. See, I have dipped in water and see the condition of the leaves, it is still fresh. Whereas these leaves which are kept without dipping in water, see the condition of the leaves. Can you see the leaves? It has started wilting. Why? Because the water is being lost. Whereas in this, the leaves, they are absorbing the water. Okay. Now, one more I'll be showing you. See, I have kept a bowl and few raisins I have dipped in water. You can see. Now what is the condition of the raisin? You can see here. The raisin has started absorbing the water. Okay. So after 2 to 3 hours, you will see that this resin will almost absorb the water and it will swell up. Okay. So now let us come back to the topic again, osmosis. See, I'll be showing you, suppose a plant where I'll show you the roots. Okay. What is the, see, these are the lateral growths of the root. This is the main tap root, and the shoot I'll show with few leaves here. Okay. Now see, the growth of the roots are towards the soil. So the roots are in contact with the soil as well as the soil water. Okay. Now you will notice that there are very fine growths in these roots. Fine hair-like growths in these roots. Okay. Now what are these growths called? These are called the root hairs. Okay. These are, and there are numerous root hairs in the roots. Okay. Now actually, children, they just when they are asked that how the plants absorb water, how the water is being supplied in the plant's body, then the very right straightforward answer comes that the roots, they absorb water. But actually the roots absorb water by means of these root hairs which are present on the outer surface of the roots. Okay. Now I'll show you enlarged view of the root hair. How the root hair looks like. See, this is the epidermal layer, the outer layer of the root, and every epidermal layer will give an outgrowth here. Okay. And this forms. This is one single root hair which is single celled. Every root hair is single celled. It is not clearly visible, but when we touch it, when we touch the surface of the roots, we can feel little bit. Okay. So these are the root hairs. So these root hairs helps to absorb the water as well as the minerals, and then the water and minerals enters the plant's body. Now you see numerous root hairs. They are in contact with the soil water as well as the soil. Now you see. Now I am going to explain the osmosis. Just listen carefully. Okay. So now what will happen if the roots are in contact with the water or the minerals or the soil? What will happen? Obviously the water will enter inside the plant's body. Okay. So this movement of water towards the plants through the roots, that process is known as osmosis. Okay. The entry of water takes place. Now what kind of movement it is found? Here we can differentiate two concentrations. If we take two concentrations here, one concentration is of the soil water, soil plus soil water, and one concentration will take the plant's body. Okay. So these are two different concentrations here. Now the movement of the water molecules from one medium towards another medium. Now what is the another medium? The plants. Okay. So the movement of the water molecules from one medium to another medium, that is called osmosis. Now here one thing just keep in mind that I have shown you the root hair here. So the outer membrane of the root hair is known as the cell membrane. Okay. This is the cell membrane. You might be knowing this as you might have studied in the previous classes also. So cell membranes are partially porous, permeable, means they have fine pores on their layer, okay, on their surface. Now these pores helps to absorb the water molecules. They are partially permeable. Why? Because the complex molecules and all, they are not entering the plant's body, but like water and all the minerals, since they are dissolved in water, so they are easily transported in the plants. So these water molecules easily enter the plant's surface, that is the root hair, and then the water is drawn in and then it enters the main root, and inside the root these xylem tissues are found. As I had mentioned you na, that these are the conducting tissues. So it is clear that conducting tissues means they are conducting something. So xylem is the tissue that transports water and minerals in the plant's body. Now finally, when water molecules reaches the plant's body, that is, they reach the xylem vessel, and then the xylem vessels helps to conduct this water upward and then distributes equally to all the parts of the plant. So he basically, the leaves, they need water just for photosynthesis, because water is one of the essential requirement, the raw material for photosynthesis. So this way the water is moving up. So this movement of water, the upward movement of water by the xylem vessels, here the xylem vessels are intact, no, in the root, everywhere, in the leaves, in the veins, everywhere. So this upward movement of water molecules is known as ascent of sap. Got it? This is one term actually. The movement of water and molecules, the upward movement of water and molecules in the plant's body through the xylem vessels is known as ascent of sap. Okay, now as the water will reach on the leaves, now the leaves will start photosynthesizing. Okay, so today in this session I'll be I'll end here. Now in the next session I'll be explaining more about like active transport and other things. Okay, so bye bye, have a nice day and take a good care of yourself.